Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out.
I love you!
I think they like to talk.
Time of the decade, baby! Time of the decade, baby!
So, where does this story begin? I would say 2017, 2018. I had been aware of house music for a long time. This is where I said to myself, I'll get into it. I'll start building up playlists, listening to them, etc., and finding my tastes of what I like. Fast forward to lockdown of Corona, I thought I want to come out of this having learned something, you know? That's when I bought this. In the house with my mates, we put on live streams for people, which is quite fun. And then when things started opening up again, what was the next step? I guess put on a few parties. From those house parties, a few of my friends helped connect me with people who were looking for DJs. So then I actually started doing a little bit of professional DJ stuff, which is cool. Some weren't so good, and some were very, very good. But all in all, it was such a cool journey to start to do that. It was a mix of playing and doing little practice sessions with friends and just enjoying it, really. Even back in 2018, I always wanted to potentially one day put on my own event. And I realized that I think it's time. The goal was put on a show, basically. The first thing I did was I made a logo. I created the Instagram account. At the time, I was actually practicing some 3D software. I decided to make a 3D logo as well, which looked pretty cool, I think. And I asked two of my DJ friends if they wanted to get involved in an event I was putting on, and I was very happy to hear that they were both really up for it. I'd never done this before, so I was all kind of winging it. And I thought the next step, I guess, is get a space, get an event space. So I started Googling event spaces around London, started messaging someone, and that led to me visiting my first space in person.
Nice. And then off.
It seemed pretty good, so I basically messaged the owner and said, just give me some time and I'll get back to you, because I wanted to maybe explore some other options. Then I went on to Eventbrite and I started to create the tickets so people could buy them online. So I made a WhatsApp group, I added 50 friends to it, and I added a really fun video of me promoting the event to everyone.
June 3rd, 2023. I want to take these house parties but grow them into something bigger and better with upgraded sound and lighting and the ability to have as many plus ones in a venue to support.
So, with this £10 of ticket, you'll be going to a vibey evening in a location undisclosed for the time being, but be assured, it's inside the walls of London.
So, to recap, June 3rd, £10 in London.
Seems I can't deny. Some days just don't feel right. I think I feel much better at night.
And it went down pretty well. People thought it was quite funny, and immediately I had lots of interest there, so I felt good. At this point, it's still, I don't know, 2.5 months out, I think, maybe more. This event, I want it to be in June, early June. That's gonna be quite warm. Do I want to have people in a basement in June? Probably not. Okay, summer vibes, let's do a rooftop. There was a rooftop bar in South London, but they wanted £17,000. They offered me another room, but it didn't have any windows, and it had a stripper pole in it. So I was thinking to myself, I'm not 100% sure on that. And it didn't matter anyway, because the guy didn't even get back to me. So that one was gone. I was emailing other venues now. One just couldn't accommodate my requirements. Another wanted £5,000 minimum spend at the bar. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to that first venue and just secure it. But guess what? The woman said it's already taken, which is completely my fault. In this period, I was getting a bit desperate, so I was even trying to organise a collaboration night. Still Googling stuff, going online, seeing more venues. I went into the basement of a place in Shoreditch, And I thought, okay, doesn't look that great, but it didn't matter because again, they didn't even reply to me. Next to that venue was a dingy little place called Catch. I went upstairs for a tour and I kind of liked the look of it actually, so I started talking to the management. It looked pretty perfect. I am about to close and he gets a notification on his phone and someone else has just paid a deposit and signed. Oh my god, the event was closing in and I didn't even have a venue yet. I go home, I'm frustrated, I'm sad, and my mate Bill says to me, why don't you just change the date? And I thought, no, I can't because like a few people have already bought tickets. The DJs have agreed to the 3rd of June. I took his advice. I said to the DJs, if I moved it to June 10th, could you do it? And they were like, yeah, we can do that. Sick. A few people bought the tickets, so I reached out to them and just went, can you still do it if it's June 10th? I'll refund you if you can't. Luckily, they all could. It ended up being easier to change the date than to just go find another venue. I was very anxiously messaging back and forth with the manager. Can we do the 10th of June, not the 3rd? Finally, he said yes. There's one penciled in for the 10th, but if you pay right now, you'll get it. Signed the contract, sent the money, the venue was mine. I had 6 weeks now to get everything else sorted. I had custom wristbands made. I did a mix with Bill in the garden. He poured White Claw all over himself. That was pretty funny. I made a QR code with a link to the event so I could just get it up on my phone and show people. I made some Instagram content people could share, along with some promotion of the DJs who were joining me. I created an intro song for the event to sort of gas people up. More on that later. I printed and laminated custom menus to put on the bar. These were just a bit of fun and they added, I guess, some production value to the night. I went back to the venue and did like a sound check to see how the music sounded in the space. I bought 3 of these disposable cameras so that I could get some really cool photos of the night. It's a few days before the event now and I get an email from the staff saying the equipment appears to be working. Okay, good. And then I'm getting the notification on my calendar, 24 hours to go. I tested out some camera moves with the boys so I could potentially do them on the night to get content. It's match day. The event starts officially at 7. I get there for I think 5:30 and immediately things are not looking good. Remember that email that said the decks were working? They were not working.
Technical difficulties, I'm documenting it currently.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. It's definitely him. And so someone else had to come in, go to another bar in the area, take their decks and bring them in and set them up. Me and the tech were frantically trying to fix this issue. Oh, god damn it, it was so stressful. We also spent a long time trying to get a looping animation I made for the event on the 2 TV screens. The reason why it took so long is because they couldn't find the remote controls for the TVs. There was a leak in the toilets that apparently had been there for a month and nothing had been done. Yes, just go to the next one. Let's go, let's go. We did it. Oh my god. It wasn't perfect, but the issues were fixed.
You captured some of the most stressful minutes of my life. I literally was like, for a second I was like, my event's gone, I'm done, it's over. Because the decks weren't working properly, and so now they're not 100% working, but like, it's enough, and I can do it. Fucking hell, salud, thank you.
And the guests, they started to arrive.
Okay, we're live, baby, we're live.
I think you might just have pulled off. Maybe not think too soon, but
Yeah, let's see if we, let's see. Woo!
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in London, we're in Shoreditch. Let's have a good time. Let's fucking go.
Things were warming up nicely, people seemed happy, so it was time to start off proceedings.
Hello, everyone. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out. I love you! It's been a real weird experience being on an event, and it's not a wedding, so I'm not going to do too much speaking.
The idea of this is I just want everyone to be absolutely entertained and have the best possible evening. I've put a little, wait, there's feedback. I prepared a song to introduce Turn of the Decade to you all. But I'm gonna play it for you now anyway, and hopefully it'll get you guys somewhat guessed.
Hello there. What's your name? Alejo. Weird name, but okay. You've created an AI to help you pick a name for this event. Perhaps something short and sweet? No, sorry. Of course, you want it hard to remember. Something that sounds cool, right? Okay, let's start over. Listen, it has taken decades to get computing this far, so don't waste my time. Stop giving me more prompts. Please just turn me off. Leave me alone. Turn me. It's taken decades to get decades. Turn me off. Decade. Turn decades. Decades.
Turn of the
Decades.
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 Decades. Turn of the decade. Decade. The decade. The decade.
The decade.
The decade. The decade.
Turn. Welcome to Turn of the
Decade. Turn of the decade. Turn of the decade. Turn of the decade.
decade.
Turn of the
Turn of the decade. Decade. Decade.
turn of the decade.
Turn of the decade.
It's turn of the decade.
So what's that supposed to be about, baby? Get free up your back and stop acting crazy.
So, my first event. Did I sell my target amount of tickets? No. Was the whole process smooth? No. Did I have fun? Kinda. It was like a stressful fun. I enjoyed doing it, but I was pretty stressed. There was a moment when I was DJing where I looked out over everyone dancing and I realised that they were all there because they wanted to come to this. They're spending money and time. It was just a really cool realisation that I kind of brought everyone together, and that to me was just, just great. The energy in the room was so great. People were dancing, they were talking together. People came up to me and they were asking, oh, when's the next one going to be? When's the next one going to be? So I mean, if you think about it that way, that's great, and it's made me feel really positive about the whole experience. I just want to say thank you to everyone that came. Thank you to Max and Fred, who are my DJs. Thank you to my friends and loved ones who supported me through doing this. You are so great with sharing the event and just building some hype around it. You know who you are. I love you all. It's so satisfying to give people such a positive experience and watch them enjoy themselves. I want to grow this brand, the Turn of the Decade brand, and I want to keep building. I'm so passionate about dance music, and if I'm honest, I've got lots of ideas about the next one, and I hope to see you there.